So we've launched a thing internally called Signpost, which I guess is a sort of corporate Facebook. Why? Because it's the way increasingly our people are working and living. Conferencing, actually, really good example of conferencing. We're the largest provider of telepresence in the world, and we use it hugely. The amount of money we have saved through the use of conferencing, the amount of green, we save probably 30 to 40 million pounds a year through the use of conferencing, saving hundreds of thousands of trips. But in addition to that, it's making us more flexible. I'm running so many of my meetings by web conferencing, and we find it become more interactive. So you're certainly seeing a change in how people operate and how people act. And I think by introducing things that maybe have come from the consumer environment, you can learn a lot. I don't actually want to tell my people they should use corporate social networking. I think for 20% of people, they'll be, shouting, they'll be going, whoa, isn't it great? And for a whole load of other people, they'll be going, I think what we need to do is say, actually, there's a great way in which we can share information, and by the way, if you want to, get this information on directory, it's there. And they start to see it, and they start to use it. So everything, and it's true for customers, and true for everything you do, don't start with technology, don't start with a buzz, start with a customer. And the customer may be internal in this variety. And actually, the important question for the customer is going to be, is it cheaper? Is it simpler? Is it better? Is it quicker? If you can't answer two of those things, whether you're selling to an end customer, whether you're selling internally, you're in trouble. If you can make it simpler and better, it's a better way to find information, it's a better way to communicate with other people in the business, it's a better way to supply information. If you can do that, people will use it. People will start to use it.
Your own organisation, though, when you look around your own top table, it's not the IT director's responsibility, it's not the HR director's responsibility. You surely don't expect social networking to spontaneously arise. I mean, what do you do? Do you work, for example, with your team as leaders to show the way by your own behaviours? I think you said last night you don't personally blog, but some of your people do. What is it that's going to catalyse and open up this highly productive force in this economic downturn? We're a little bit stuck on this page, aren't we?
Well, no, I don't think so. Again, where I disagree with you is to talk about social networking. I don't want to encourage people to use corporate social networking. I want them to encourage to use tools that help them run their business better, or manage their life, or communicate around the business, or actually make work better. And if you start looking at it that way, actually that becomes the job of the business leader, the divisional leader, the HR director, and what the job, I think, of IT is partially show the way, but partially to create the tools to allow this to happen. And it's about creating, thinking what's the killer applications, or even not the killer, what's the number of applications. And again, you're often in danger of trying to express it in a technological answer or a latest buzzword answer. If you are an individual working in a business, what do you want? I want things that allow me to find out information better. Fine, let's do it through there. I want to communicate with other employees. Well, let's find out a way of doing it. We found actually working with customers, and I'll give a conferencing example again, that you put in all these fancy conferencing tools, and many companies then don't use it. We actually work with the customer and actually expound it and show people how it can make their lives better, so they can see their kids in the evening, so they save a fortune in CO2 emissions and in airline costs. And actually we guarantee ROIs because people start to use it. Exactly the same with social networking. Create the capability, but create the applications that make people want to do it. And of course as leaders, the fact that we're doing it and we're communicating and using, whether it's UC or whatever, has an effect. But make that the way you communicate. Make it the default for things. So if key processes in the business go through these things, then people will use them.